And there was two places. The first place he took me to was like a record / clothing store. Don't remember the name of it, but it was owned by a guy named Bashir and DJ Rec
Okay, I've heard of this store.
from
Hold on. Yo, keep talking.
DJ Rec from Montreal worked at that store and DJ'd at that store.
Fair enough.
This was when DJs used to fucking DJ and work at fucking hip hop clothing stores and shit. And fucking, so Rufu takes me there. I make friends with DJ Rec. That was I was introduced to DJ Rec through this Rufu guy. This Rufu guy let me stay. He took me to his house, let me stay at his house, all kinds of shit. He totally took care of me, man. Stranger off the street. Introduced me to these people. That led me to I know that this place isn't open anymore, but right down the street from the store was the Hip Hop Cafe. And it was a place called the Hip Hop Cafe. And kids used to hang out there and they would paint in their black books and, sketch in their black books. And this was like a drop-in center for kids and peanuts. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they called it the Graffiti Cafe. It was really cheesy, like a bunch of really shitty, cheesy graffiti on the walls. And like the people that worked there didn't know anything really about the culture, but they at least were trying to provide, a safe environment for fucking young people. So, you know what I mean? And so I went there, but then I made really good friends with DJ Rec. And me and DJ Rec did everything together for the longest time. That led me to the first radio show I was on. He was the DJ on the show. Au Son de la Rue, Ear to the Streets. And then then that was the first radio show. That led me to like all the other radio shows and which led me to Off the Hook, which is how I met Orion Revolution from Shades of Culture.
I met Orion for the very first time in my life on a Zoom call on fucking Saturday.
Really? You should go to his store. He's got a skateboard store.
Everything is closed in Montreal at the moment. But once it's open again and we're back to life and shit, for sure. But no, for real, he was at the he produced the song for the new Crack Lips Cool Man Logan album. So
that's amazing.
So I met
him and Guy Shade are the reason that I'm here right now. Straight up.
Okay, tell me more about that then.
So I made friends with them, me and D Shade especially. D Shade used to be bananas off the top. He was a really good freestyle rapper. Willie too. Willie, this is how Willie comes into the story. Me and Willie met through Shades of Culture. That's how me and Willie know each other.
Okay.
Because Willie used to come to the radio show all the time.
Right.
And Chief from FBI, from Willie's group, Badass Indians, Chief was like the guy, and he was really good off the top, and he used to battle people all the time. And so, on Off the Hook Radio, there was battles all the time. So all the rappers from the area used to battle all the time on this radio show. They would come in and go verse for verse, and we all kind of met each other like through that radio show. That was like the landing pad at the time, And Shades of Culture, Mr. Len from Shades of Culture went to jail. I don't remember what for. It doesn't matter. It wasn't anything that makes him, it was regular shit. You know what I mean? So Shades of Culture didn't have a hype man anymore. So Shades of Culture put me on, bro. They're like, come with us. And they took me everywhere. I basically took the spot of Mr. Len. And I toured all over the place with fucking Shades of Culture. Vans Warped Tour, opened for Eminem, fucking all kinds of shit with those guys. They took me all over the fucking place. Basically doing their back vocals. They let me rap every night on stage. They let me do a verse. I was like my dudes, man. They literally took a kid, like just a guy. They're the whole fucking reason that I ended up having any sort of semblance of a career in music is because of my time in Montreal.
So you come to Montreal, You link up with Shades of Culture when they go ahead and make history for Anglo Montreal hip hop.
And I was there for that shit. All of it. My first record deal was with Windmill Records.
I don't know. I know what it is, but I'm not recalling what.
Windmill Records was the label that Shades was signed to.
Wow, a lot of that is super nifty. Cause like I talked to Preach and Kobe and he broke this all down to me, and I was just like, and then I literally have a note file I made. I was looking because I know he talked about that rec guy. I was trying to see if I could find it before. So a lot of this shit went from a note file, and then as I go through these interviews, I get to learn more about the story. But I know D Shade. Like, it's just I didn't know who D Shade was until I really got to this part of the story. But I know D Shade for a minute because he's the humblest motherfucker I ever met.